In life, we often make decisions too quickly. We believe our way of thinking is the right one, and when someone sees things differently, we assume they must be wrong. We rarely stop to listen or ask why they think that way. But the truth is, most problems in life do not have just one solution. When we dismiss others without understanding them, we limit our own growth. In today's story, you'll meet a young girl whose simple answer changes the way people think. Her perspective teaches us an important lesson about listening, understanding, and keeping an open mind. So let's listen carefully, because this story holds a lesson worth remembering. The story opens with a simple but powerful truth about life. Many of our problems do not have only one correct solution. Often, we make quick judgments and believe that our way of thinking is the only right one. When someone shares a different opinion, we may immediately assume they are wrong without taking the time to understand their point of view. This habit quietly becomes a barrier to learning and personal growth. By closing our minds to other perspectives, we also close the door to new ideas and deeper understanding. The introduction gently reminds us that life is not black and white, and that different situations can be approached in many valid ways. It invites the listener to remain patient, curious, and open-minded. Through a simple and meaningful story about a young girl, the narrative promises a valuable lesson that encourages us to think beyond our own assumptions. To help us understand this idea more clearly, the story gently moves from the lesson to a real-life example. It introduces Emily, a cheerful and lively little girl who lives in a small and beautiful village. Every day, she happily goes to school with her backpack filled with books and notebooks, enjoying time with her friends along the way. Emily truly loves school, but she has one noticeable difficulty: mathematics. While many of her classmates quickly understand numbers, she still counts on her fingers to solve simple problems. This causes her family to worry a little, even though such challenges are quite normal for her age. Through Emily's everyday world, the story shows us something important. A person can be bright, curious, and capable, yet still struggle in certain areas. Emily represents many people who have strengths that are often overlooked because of one visible weakness. While Emily struggles with numbers, the story carefully reminds us that her abilities do not end there. In fact, Emily has a natural gift that sets her apart from the others: her creativity in art. During a class activity where the children are asked to draw pictures, Emily becomes fully absorbed in her work. With great focus and joy, she uses her imagination to create a beautiful drawing, showing a confidence that math never gives her. Her teacher, Mr. Johnson, walks around the classroom, gently encouraging every child and appreciating their efforts. When he reaches Emily's notebook, he is impressed by what he sees. He praises her artwork and writes kind words on her page. That small gesture fills Emily's heart with happiness and pride. Through this moment, the story quietly teaches us that everyone has unique strengths, even when they struggle in other areas. However, the confidence Emily gains from her talent in art does not protect her from challenges in other moments of the day. Later, while standing with her friends at the school canteen, her weakness in math becomes clear again. When she tries to calculate something simple, she hesitates and struggles, and one of her friends steps in to help her. Quietly, other children begin to notice this pattern, and soon they understand that Emily is not strong in mathematics. Without meaning to be unkind, they start to see her only through this weakness. This moment reflects a common habit in life: judging people based on one visible limitation while ignoring their other abilities. The story uses this simple scene to show how easily misunderstandings begin. At the same time, it gently prepares us for a bigger moment ahead, where Emily's way of thinking will be questioned and misunderstood by an authority figure. These small moments of misunderstanding soon lead to a more serious situation in the classroom. During the math lesson, Mr. Johnson begins teaching a very simple addition using apples as examples. He carefully explains that he is giving one apple, then another, and then one more, and asks the children to say the total. Most students answer without hesitation. Emily, however, pauses and counts on her fingers before confidently giving an answer that sounds incorrect. Believing she is simply confused, the teacher changes the example and uses strawberries instead of apples. This time, Emily counts again and gives the correct answer, which pleases him. Yet, when the apple question is repeated, Emily once again gives a different number. This repeated difference creates confusion in the room and frustration for the teacher. At this point, it seems clear to everyone that Emily is wrong, setting the stage for a deeper misunderstanding. As the confusion continues, the teacher's patience slowly begins to wear thin. Mr. Johnson looks at Emily more seriously and asks her again, this time in a firmer voice, to explain her answer. The classroom grows quiet, and Emily shrinks back slightly, feeling nervous but still honest. In a soft and gentle voice, she finally explains her thinking. She says that she already has one apple in her backpack, so when the teacher gives her 3 more, the total becomes 4. Her answer, though simple, surprises everyone. In that moment, Mr. Johnson realizes something important. Emily was not making a mistake at all. She was thinking from a different perspective and including information that others had ignored. This realization changes the entire situation. The problem was never Emily's intelligence, but the missing context that no one had considered until now. With this new understanding, the story gently moves beyond the classroom and turns toward a lesson for all of us. Emily's experience reminds us that life, like math, is not always limited to one correct answer. A situation may appear simple, yet another person might see it through a different lens, shaped by information we do not know. When we judge too quickly, we risk misunderstanding both the problem and the person in front of us. This story encourages us to pause, listen carefully, and try to understand before deciding who is right or wrong. By respecting different perspectives, we open our minds to deeper knowledge and wiser choices. The final message is clear but gentle. Humility, patience, and understanding are not signs of weakness. Instead, they are strengths that help us grow, improve our relationships, and navigate life with greater awareness and compassion.